Good morning, Patrick here from Complete Health. Just wanted to make an announcement that we are running one of our free posture checks in the clinic this weekend. However, slightly different to before. We're trying to keep the numbers a little bit more limited. We know that people need access still to healthcare, despite the fact that this is a lockdown period. However, people's problems are not stopping because it's a lockdown. So we're still here supporting people. We're still supporting the NHS. We're trying to stop other problems entering the NHS. Actually, I've got a lot of nurses that come here and see me, and they will tell you that working in the hospitals right now is really tough. There are a lot of people in the intensive care unit. And so as a result, what we don't really want to be doing is burdening the NHS with mechanical problems when people like myself and chiropractors, good morning, people like myself and chiropractors and physiotherapists and massage therapists can actually help these issues outside of the hospitals, so we actually aid a little bit in reducing the spread of things within the hospitals. So what does this weekend actually entail? Well, when we do our free posture analysis or our free spinal checks, what we do is we go through, really it's kind of a two-part thing. We'll get you to fill out a short questionnaire so that we can start to understand what it is that is actually troubling you and why it's brought you into our practice. So we'll get you to fill out a short questionnaire. You can have a little look, we can have a little look, and then we can go, yep, okay, so we can see you've got some shoulder problems, maybe you've got some headaches, and we can start to see if all your problems are actually linked together. Because one of the most important things when we start looking at posture, the main thing that we're actually looking for is realistically, what is that spine actually doing? Because when we look at the spine is actually the part of our body that's supposed to be holding us upright, so it's our support beam, a little bit like the tent pole in the middle of a tent. If all of a sudden you start to pull the tent pole off towards one side, the whole canvas is going to start to sag with it. Now, if you imagine the canvas a little bit like your muscles, your ligaments, etc., we're going to start to pull and strain on one side of the canvas, and one side of the canvas is going to go very loose. And this is almost what happens in our muscle and our fascia system, our connective tissue systems. So if we start to let that go, it can quite easily lead to muscle injuries. Now, the other thing is if you constantly bend the tent pole, eventually that tent pole is going to change shape. Now, this is exactly the same as what happens to our bones if we sit and leave them in an inappropriate position and leave them to rub and friction for long periods of time. Now, the thing that I haven't mentioned, so this talks about the bones, the muscles, and the ligaments, but what we actually have sitting down the center of that spinal cord is the central nerve system, our spinal cord and our peripheral nerve system. So it's sending signals out to every single cell, tissue, organ in our body. Now, again, if we start to distort the tent pole that's supposed to be protecting the spinal cord and the spinal nerves, what we can start to see is twisting, pulling, or compression onto those spinal nerves, which, if they're sending signals to every single cell, tissue, and organ in our body, can start to lead to a multitude of different symptoms, such as weakness in muscles, lack of sensation, increased level of sensations, including pain, as well as many, many other things as well. And this, with posture, is not the only stuff that can start to happen. We can even go as far as affecting our organs. I've actually been working with someone the last couple of weeks who's actually been so hunched over that they're actually starting to get to a point now where it's difficult for them to breathe. Why? Because the posture is starting to compress their lungs. There's just physically not the capacity in space. So, really simple. We take two photos of someone, one from the front, one from the side, and then we actually have a little look at how the alignment might be causing their problem. So say, for example, if someone walks in and says, I've been really having these troubles with my shoulder and I don't know why, and they come in and they're looking like this, we know that that compression forward is going to start to reduce space for the nerves coming down into the shoulder. It's going to start to reduce space for stuff like the tendons coming underneath the collarbone. And as a result, we can start to cause friction, wear, tear, and inflammation. And as a result, what we start to see is injury and pain. So it's really simple. These checks take 15 minutes. They are absolutely free. They are helpful for almost everyone. I don't think I know anyone that won't be helped. And not only is it good for helping people identify their injury, it's also really good at predicting whether you're going to be highly likely of having an injury. That way we can see as chiropractors whether we're going to be the right people to help you, or whether this is something that we should be referring someone to go on and see someone else. So like I say, if you want to take advantage of this, it's absolutely free. And do you know what's even better? It's not only free, we give stuff away during the weekend. Can't say fairer than that. A free event, and you get a free goodie bag for everyone that comes in. So if you know anyone that might benefit from this, we're doing them from 2:30 this afternoon. They are by appointment only, so you would have to get in contact with the clinic. We will get someone to get back in contact with you and they'll book you a slot, but we have got a couple of spaces left for tomorrow. So if you know someone that could really benefit with it, we did have an advert on Facebook, but you can get in contact with the clinic. We'll give you a number. We'll give you a number to the person that can get in contact with you, and we can do those free posture checks for you. And like I say, anyone that's coming in over this weekend that's having a free posture check will be entitled to have a little free goodie bag as well. Guys, anyone else that's coming into the clinic over the next couple of weeks, I will speak to you guys again soon. And by the way, if there is anything in particular that you want me to talk about in these videos, please leave me a comment below or send me a private message on the Facebook page, and we'll make sure that that topic gets discussed on one of my morning topics. Until tomorrow, take care.